Welcome, everybody. My name is Kent. I'm joined today with Grandma. Hello, Grandma.
Hello, Kent.
Hello. Yes, the last time's cliffhanger, Grandma, was excess debts. Um, what's happening?
First, I want to say that everyone knows it's excess death in the Western world. Either they are in denial or not, and everyone knows the reason for this. And yeah, it's very, very sad. It's devastating. And the authorities are working very hard to hide this.
As I can't see anywhere that we have excess debts. We have been talking about it. I see it on places like X, from among others, the funeral director, John O'Looney, says this. And we ourselves, we did some digging in it, and we found what, Grandma? We find when we looked at it?
In Norway, during the 5 years of the war, from 1940 till 1945, the excess death was 10,000 people, approximately. And from the vaccine rollouts until now, the excess death in Norway is double. It's about 20,000 people. And that's a lot in a small country like Norway.
So twice as much as during the actual war.
Yeah,
Twice
that's
as
a
much
good.
here.
Yes.
And nobody's talking about it.
No.
What did we find,
Um,
Grandma, when we looked at the funeral homes? What did we find?
yeah. When if you go like I did, I was looking at um, the numbers for the funeral homes. And for example, the biggest one in Norway, from the COVID injections rollout and till now, they was increasing their income with 123 million crowns. And that's only one funeral agency.
And
It's
that's
the biggest one in
how much in
Norway.
percent, Grandma? It was
Oh,
40% or something like this?
yeah,
Uh,
from 245,000 till 245 million till 378.
yeah.
About 40%. Yes.
So we
And
don't have the numbers, what they also how many uh, customers they have. We know it's inflation, of course, but how come nobody's asking any questions about this? Why is it two amateurs on the internet who's asking this?
someone someone are trying to ask questions about this. And mm, uh, but the health authorities, they are doing the best they can to confuse the numbers. For example, we have a register in Norway which is registering the cause of death, and a number of journalists and scientists and staff have asked about to have these numbers according to the COVID injections. But mm, that health institute in Norway, and they were putting vaccinated and unvaccinated people in the same category. They are confusing the numbers with intent. Because imagine if people were to know that the injections is the reason for this. Because at this point, everyone knows someone who was dying suddenly, who was dying from turbo cancer, who was dying from something else, which is on the list of the side effects for the injections. Everyone in Norway knows someone, and a lot of people have lost loved ones to this.
I think a lot
But
of
what
people
I
that look at this and say that, but that's just Norway, a small country. How does this affect us? Is it
yeah,
only us, Grandma, or is it a European, a Western problem, or is
no,
it over the world?
it's all over the world.
Really?
Yeah, it's all over the world where people were injected with this. And the devastating thing is that they knew from the beginning that it was not preventing any transmission of COVID. They knew from the beginning that it was dangerous. They knew all of this. And it's so devastating because, oh,
So for the people,
imagine
yeah,
imagine all the people who lost their loved ones. And the highest rate of excess death is among young people, not old people, young people. So, yeah, this is the most devastating thing about this. And
and when you're talking about young people, you're talking of people in the age group of
um, around 30 till 45.
you. So we are amateurs, so we can't specify it. But what do you think it is? Is it
The number, you
yeah?
mean?
Is it what causes it? Is it heart or is it blood
Yeah,
clots or is it
heart inflammation is a big one, myocarditis.
uh,
And when young people don't know that they have a heart inflammation and they exercise very hard, for example, playing football for 90 minutes or running a marathon or something like this.
I was going to give the example, Rama, if the
Mm.
audience could imagine how many footballers had
Yeah, the number of athletes dying suddenly um, before the injections, it was around 130 people a year who was dying suddenly, who didn't know that they had a heart condition. And that number is 10 times now. People who is dropping dead, who is
yeah, I
playing
think
football, basketball, running marathon or something like this. Yes, 10 times it is.
I think the audience also can relate to this if they think it over like that.
Yeah.
You know any countries that has it the same like us? so bad, or is it differences between countries? I see, for example, the funeral director, John O'Looney, which I mentioned. He gives on X, for also former Twitter. He gives example what he finds in when in the bodies when he does his job, and he finds these long white clots like this.
Yeah, he's an embalmer. What? Because some people I don't know if this is a religious tradition or what it is, but some traditions they embalm their dead ones, and as I understand, they empty the body, they empty the blood of the body. And embalmers, when they do this, they have found these rubber looking things. Because before the injections, it was not a problem to empty the body of blood. But now it is, because the blood vessels is clotted with this. Yeah, looks like rubber, white rubber, this, what I find. And what is also, because people who work in healthcare, in hospitals, for example, all of them know now that they have a lot of people with turbo cancer, heart disease, the funeral agencies, which have a lot of more funerals. They know. I don't understand why people are not speaking up. Some do it, but
Yeah, but it's strange to see two amateurs talking on the internet mentioning this.
yeah,
Not the mainstream media. I've
no,
seen the mainstream media talking about this at all from no countries. We see, of course, some on X, and we see some on YouTube if they're allowed. But it seems like it's being hidden.
yeah,
And
they
why do you
do
think why is the question
because they are guilty, of course.
of what?
Because yeah, if we are going to speak the truth, they are guilty of murdering people. It's you can say that many people didn't know what they are doing, but they are still responsible. You cannot take a normal. If I'm hurting someone and I didn't mean to, and I didn't know that this was happening to me sometimes in my life, because I have a tendency to make a joke without knowing that this will hurt someone, but when I see that this is hurting someone, it's still my responsibility. I cannot say I didn't know, so it's not my responsibility. No, it's still my responsibility. And a lot of people know this by now, that they were participating in this, and they know that they are responsible.
If what you say is correct, We are, of course, two amateurs that's trying to dig up the truth. Also, it's one thing it's being done, but why do people vote in these persons? Because it's
Yeah,
evil.
yeah,
And doesn't people see evil? Or is it too cloudy and too hidden for them?
yeah, it's uncomfortable to see evil, you know? It's very uncomfortable for because illusions will break, and that's painful. And yeah, the truth can be painful.
I heard somebody talk about the mark of the beast. We
Mm.
are, we seem to be, at least, in times that can be challenging for people. We are mentioning a correlation to something that's being done to us. We don't accept it, as on me and you, but the rest, will they accept it? Will they take the so-called mark of the beast?
Yeah, I don't know about that, but at least I know for sure that these injections is the worst crime in human history. This I'm sure about. And we are not finished yet because the excess death in Norway have been, it's not going down. It has been consistent since the rollout, and it continued like this. So,
But grandma, it's one thing that because this has happened
yeah,
and it's still happening. And for the audience that's listening to this, it's maybe not so much something they can do something about. They may think,
mm,
but they have a choice in things that will happen. Again, regarding the mark of the beast. So pain now or pain later is the thing that comes to my mind when I'm talking about this. Of course, I may be wrong, of course. But if there's something that's called the mark of the beast, when it comes, it will be interesting to see if people make the same choice they did as last time. Because here in Norway, 93%
yeah,
took the so-called then easy way out,
yeah,
and 7% of us didn't.
yes,
It's not representative, of course, for the rest of the world, because the number was high here, because we have trust in the government here in Norway.
yeah. Traditionally, Norwegian people trust the authorities.
Hmm.
And with what they did with the COVID and the injections, they destroyed all of this. And I was trusting the government. Not with this, but yeah.
It's not the same for me because I had mistrust
Yeah.
at the time, but
For me, it was a very big illusion who was broken. Very big one for me. Because hmm, I was thinking it was totally impossible that our government would hurt people like this. But they did.
Yeah, and the
For a
question is,
very long
will
time,
they
I've
still
been
do
thinking.
it? And
Yes, yes,
the answer for this is, of course, they will.
yeah, they will. They
Yeah,
will.
because me and
Mm.
you and the rest of the people that watch this,
Mm.
we don't matter
No, we
for
don't.
them.
And I was maybe I'm blonde and stupid, but I was thinking that there's no way that our government or the people in politics or something would do something like this to us. And when COVID hit and I was seeing what they were doing, I was starting to uh, pay more attention. And one thing that was um, crossing the line for me was seeing them there in Davos. They were staying there in the audience, and the prime minister, the royalties, finance minister, justice of department minister, and they were staying there in the audience, and uh, Harari was speaking about hacking the brains, and Klaus Schwab was speaking about um, 15-minute cities, and they were staying there like, yeah, like I did in Sunday school, because um, I wanted to have the cake and the juice, which they were offering in Sunday school when I was a child. If I stayed
But
listening to,
yeah, but
yeah,
the problem now, Rama, is the juice and the cake that time. It had real ingredients in it.
yeah,
Now,
mm,
now it's just, yeah, people know it's
yeah,
not real things
yeah,
inside it. So
yeah,
they mess with your food,
mm,
they mess with your home, they mess with your
and
job, they
medicine,
mess with your health,
yes,
they mess with all of your life,
yes, they do.
and still you vote for them.
No, I'm not voting for anyone, these people anymore. No,
I'm
no,
pretty sure that you won't, but the audience
yeah, mm,
have done.
yeah,
It will be interesting to see if what they do next time. Because
yeah,
it's one thing in a small country like us,
mm,
um, but when you see the rising of the BRICS countries,
mm,
you see the rising of real money and the
yeah.
focus of
And
real
speaking
food and
speaking
life.
about money, in these 5 years who went by since um, they was um, putting this COVID scam on us, I have done a lot of research. I'm a pensioner, so I can stay 8 hours a day to do research. And for example, the Public Health Institute in Norway, um, it, is this follow the money thing again. And I was looking at their accounting, and it was 744 millions, which was not in the books at all. And um, the revision, they was complaining about their books, and they was just saying this is unusual, blah blah blah. And so I was looking a little bit more into this, and it turns out, and they say in their report that they have a close collaboration with the CEPI. CEPI is an organization who was founded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and the World Economic Forum, and so that Public Health Institute in Norway, they got 2.2 billion from the state, but they were spending more than 3, so 744 million or something was not in the books at all. So you have to, it's obvious. It's so obvious. 744 million was coming from Bill Gates. And the kickbacks he is getting from the COVID vaccines and the vaccines he is putting in the children is a lot more than 744 millions. Sorry, not billions, millions. So he's making a lot of money from this, from poisoning people in Norway and the rest of the world.
It sounds like a conspiracy theory, Rama.
Yeah, it sounds like it, but if you look at the books, and 744 million is missing, and the Public Health Institute says they have a close cooperation with CEPI, which is founded by Bill Gates. What are you supposed to think?
Yeah, what are you supposed to think?
Yeah.
For the audience that maybe know more than us, I suggest please educate us. If we are
Yeah.
wrong, we are wrong. We have no problem to say this, but for
Yeah.
two amateurs, it sounds insane.
Mhm. And when you see the numbers of excess deaths in Norway now, which is now the double from what was during World War II, it's a catastrophe, which no one is speaking about. And I would be interesting. It would be interesting is not the right word. What if the people knew? What if the people knew? For a country like Norway and a lot of other countries, it would, if people knew, it would destabilize the countries. Because if people knew what was killing their loved ones, it will be a political crisis all over. And all the people in power, they would be kicked out, and what to replace them with. Understand?
Yeah, but it seems like a wet dream, Grandma. It seems like an illusion. People are not going to wake up.
No.
At least not
No,
everybody.
no,
Hopefully,
they are not.
some may wake up.
Yeah. No, they are not going to do that. And this information, um, they is hidden for 60 years. For example, like the truth about what happened during World War II was hidden for 70 years or something. And then some of the information was coming out. And they did the same thing with COVID. They just decide in the government, this will be sealed for 60 years. And we will be dead, all of us, in 60 years. And then they will look back and they will, it's a part of history, they will say. Nothing more than this. They killed thousands of people, and it's a part of history.
It seems like a war, Grandma.
Yeah, it is a war. It is a war. Really, it is.
I think
And our politicians and our health authorities and our media, they are complicit. It's a war against the common man. This it is.
this is ending on a high note, Grandma.
Yeah.
What do you think about a culture war?
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
a
I
topic
think
for next
that's
time.
yes, I think that's a part of what is going on. So maybe it's good to speak about this next time.
I think so.
Yes.
Thank you, Grandma, as always.
Keep it up. Speak the truth.
To the audience, thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. Like and subscribe. And a new X account is linked underneath to us. Please go and follow.
And
Thank you.
please comment
Thank
whatever
you.
you think. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.